Enter Shikari are a British band that I have liked in the past. I've never loved a full album by them, but they're always very good for some entertaining killer singles that they release on a lot of their albums. They're also very politically charged, which I think helps elevate their music to a different kind of genre, in a sense that not many bands really go as political as they do. It doesn't always go over too well, but I respect that they go into the politics that they do. I don't think they get appreciated enough though for the fusion of like post-hardcore and electronic that they've done. Perhaps it's because they've delved into dubstep, and dubstep hasn't really been taken seriously in this latter half of the decade, so people have probably dropped off of that idea now and no one really cares too much. But their fusion of post-hardcore and electronic has worked quite well a lot of the time. This album, though, The Spark, sees them drifting away from that completely, and they have pretty much released quite a very poppy album, which led to a lot of people not happy with the single Live Outside. I, however, really think this single is damn good. I think it's so good, like how catchy it is. I wanna live outside, live outside. I think it works so well. I love the style that they've gone for with this track. It is very repetitive, but never gets old. I can't believe that. Actually, sounds a little everything everything inspired too. I think it sounds something similar to what would have gone on Get to Heaven, that album. I do feel that with the chorus, especially with the vocals as well. It's such a great single, honestly. And the track before that, The Sights, might be just even a little bit better. The verses on this one are just hella catchy. Jesus Christ. Oh, 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 oh. Like that little refrain that pops in and out is just so good. And then the chorus really like bursts in. Yeah, this is a great song. Like these are the first few tracks as well, so it led me into the album really like happy. And honestly, the rest of the album does a pretty decent job as well. I don't have too many complaints. Take My Country Back. It's quite a clever song because it sounds like it's going to be like, I want to take my country back, but he kind of, like Rue Reynolds flips it and changes it. I don't want to take my country back, I want to take it forward, which I was like, ah. And it was at this point in the album where I was like, oh god, yeah, this is Enter Shikari, they're political. This album is obviously about Brexit. And there are a few tracks as well that go quite political along the way, so I do feel like they're referencing that a lot on this album, which in theory would put me off just for the fact that they're just, any band that goes too political sometimes goes over badly. But actually, you know what, like I said, Enter Shikari usually do this well, and it works on this album. Rue Reynolds did also say that this album was about how, like, there's a new beginning and you can see a light at the end of the tunnel, even though it's very dark right now, which does make me feel like that's a stronger reference to, the times that we currently are in the UK. Kind of cliche, but does fit the mold quite well. It works on Live Outside too, where he's just basically saying how he wants to get away from it all and keep away from all the shite. It's not something that sticks the whole album though. I guess I noticed as I went through it, it wasn't like a common thread throughout the whole thing, which could have made it better if they'd done that. But at the same time, maybe it would have just been a bit too on the nose if they'd carried on the same theme the whole way through. Rabblerouser is a very like dark track. I think that song really like feels like dirty and deep when it comes on, but then as soon as it gets to the chorus, I don't think it quite works with the refrain with the "Are you getting nervous?" I don't think that quite fits in with how the rest of the track sounded, to be honest. It was a little, yeah. And if people thought Live Outside was like a trendy pop song, then Shirin Yoku is a much more trendy sounding song, honestly. This one I don't think works for them. I think it really just could like easily be a Chainsmokers song. It's that kind of level of trendy pop right now. But apparently the song is about celebrating nature, which I guess is pretty cool. But it just, I don't really know if I have that much of an interest in that kind of thing. Like, sure, nature's great, it does a lot of good things for us, but it doesn't really make for an interesting song topic, really, does it? Undercover Agents is a track that focuses on how we perceive ourselves and how we shouldn't take social media too seriously, and it's all in our heads, that type of stuff. Um, You know, it feels a bit cliche again. This, especially with the wow, it's one of those songs that you would just like feel like, oh, the emotions. Get my lighter out. Oh. There is moments like this that make me feel really disappointed though, because there are so many good tracks on this album like that. I just feel so punchy and snappy that I was just like, yes, ready for it. But it just fails at other points. It's a bit disappointing. Not like it's a terrible album though. Revolt of the Atoms does pick things up a little towards the end. It does feel like quite an aggressive quite kind of song. I love the instrumental on this one, but it does feel a little too late by the end, honestly. So it is a shame, but there are a lot of quality tracks on this one, a lot more than I expected, honestly. I wasn't really anticipating an Enter Shikari album, but I've took quite a few tracks here which I do really think are great and worth your time. So yeah, it's a C plus for me. A lot of good ideas. I wish they expanded on them though and made more punchier tracks, as I've already said. But I'll take Live Outside and The Sights and Take My Country Back. Those tracks are just so good. I can't deny how good they are. So yeah, do check this album out. Yep, subscribe for more reviews and have a good day.